Every 100 years, each civilization in the galaxy pits their fiercest predator against one another in a galaxy-wide gladiator-style spectacle. Earth's predators are a laughingstock until humans resurrect one of Earth's extinct species. "Come on, the tyranny thingy again," sneered the Klendathan. "Didn't you learn from the last tournament, or do you humans just find it amusing to waste our time?" Ken turned around to face the alien. "What do you mean?" Ken turned to look at the T-Rex like he hadn't known what the Klendathan had been talking about. "No, sorry to disappoint you all, but the T-Rex won't be competing this year. Trick." He turned back around to face his monitor, seemingly oblivious to the alien's curiosity. Snortle, 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 came the odd slurping laugh of Trick. "So you decided to give up and not compete at all this century, eh?" Just well enough for the crowd. They were bored to tears last time around. Without raising his head from the monitor, Ken replied, No, we haven't given up. We just took a different approach this time around." Ken was the lead biopaleontologist who had taken over as lead on this project from generations of other leading scientists who had worked on this project. In fact, their competitor had been in preparation for well over 300 years. The Tyrannosaurus Rex they had submitted last year had merely been a weak show of effort to retain their candidacy for this century's tournament. As confident as Ken was in their offering this year, he wanted to see the surprise and the crowd's reaction without rumors dampening it. Behind him, he could hear the Klendathans pretending to conceal their mocking of humanity's beast. "I bet the tyranny thing is just here." As a cheerleader then, snartle, snartle, snartle. The group of Klendathans had had their fill of making fun of the humans and turned to return to their beast, their Farxigan trout. The intimidating beast stood over 12 meters tall. Unlike the bisymmetric creatures of most other civilizations, the trout had evolved from an ancestor with radial symmetry. Its eyes faced outward from every direction. It had no back to corner and could attack from every angle with its razor-sharp tentacles. Weighing in at over 1,800 kilograms, this creature was considered merely a mid-level competitor. It had only ever passed the third stage to the top 8 competitors before falling prey to a higher-level predator offered by the top civilizations. But even if it made quick work of the T-Rex, Earth's last competitor had barely survived 3 men after biting off 3 of the Farxigan trout's 50 tentacles. Even the damage it had inflicted alien champion had had little effect due to its rapid regenerating abilities, restoring it to peak fighting ability by the time the next round had started. Many aliens who had missed their match wondered if Earth had even sent a competitor the first round. Ken looked over at the creature briefly before dismissing it as non-threatening. He knew that Earth's competitor would make even quicker work of their champion than they had at humanity's the tournament before. He glanced down at his holowatch and called out to the team, "Time for lunch." The team quickly hurtled the T-Rex's cage to the back room where their gladiator awaited. Once the cage's door was flush against the door of the room, they pressed a button, sliding both doors open, and waited for the T-Rex to wander into the room before quickly shutting the doors again. From across the preparation hall, all the competitors heard the cry of the T-Rex as the once apex predator quickly found its new place in Earth's new food chain. Itrigan, the Mabian announcer, bantered with his colleague Neri the Flick Sergeant before the first stage was about to start. He was lamenting their bad luck with his co-host as they had been chosen to host the Earthlings' premiere. Among the hundreds of other announcers, they had been chosen for what was expected to be the most boring of all the rounds. It took hours of preparation and makeup to get ready for broadcast for what he expected would be over in minutes. "Hardly even worth our time. Nobody's even going to be watching," he complained. "They should advance the Baryon True Blot and just get on with the rest of the competition," replied Neri. And Itrigan grumbled his agreement. "You're living 5, 4... As the last 3 appendages dropped one by one, signaling beginning of the broadcast from the director, the announcers made a quick 180 and tried to put on the most professional show they could. "Welcome to the 20th Centennial Tournament of the Apex Hunters. We're so glad you could join us as we begin the first round today. Yes, Yetrigan, it's great weather out here on the Pandora moon. As we time how long it will take the Baryon True Blot to stomp all over humanity's sacrifice this time. Here we go. The True Blot has just stepped into the Colosseum. Although he really needs no introduction, I'll make one anyways, as it's bound to be more interesting than the fight that's about to proceed, the Mabian snidely commented. He couldn't help giving the humans a bit of grief for wasting his time. Over 20 meters long and weighing in at 3,400 kilograms, the Baryon True Blot is truly a sight to behold. With its osmium-plated tusks measuring 3 meters each, it can gore any competition out there, added nary. As dangerous as those tusks are, we should all remember how deadly those claws on his feet and arms can be. And take note, it's got 12 of them. That's right, 12 arms and legs. I wouldn't even know how to coordinate all of those. Wee, laughed the male co-host. Despite its large size, the True Blot is one of the most agile competitors in years past. In fact, its average ranking is 3rd place overall, having made the finals 3 times in the last 5 tournaments. Wait! Here comes the Earthling sacrifice. It's a box? Surely that can't be. I get it. They're competitors inside the box. Well, whatever it is, it's big. The humans have wheeled in a 50-meter-long steel box that's standing over 20 meters tall. The announcers hadn't even bothered looking at Earth's introduction sheet before the broadcast and had no idea what was inside. The top of the box split into halves as they folded up to open the ceiling to the world. The added height to the walls concealed humanity's champion for an extra moment of peace before the carnage was to begin. Ken couldn't help but smile. She was beautiful. He had been working with Forenzi for the last 8 years and had grown to love her. As much as he did care for her, he did not worry for a second for her well-being. No, he wasn't cruel. He was completely sure that they would win this year. 300 years they had carefully planned and bided their time, all for this moment. Whoosh! The sounder within the container came subtlety and at the same time assuredly. Whoosh! The sound came strong and wind blew out from the top of the containers. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. As the time between the sound and the rush of wind shortened, Forenzi showed herself to the galaxy. The 312-year-old onyx-black dragon rose from extinction to face its foe. From myth, this legend was about to be born again.